All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? Monday, March 18th, day after St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully everyone's recovering from that green beer all yesterday. Hamwich, I know you are just getting back in to town from your vacation. How was your vacation, man? How was your weekend? How was the players? How was anything? Did you dabble in any of the DFS streets while you were gone on vacation? What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? No, I didn't. It was hard to dabble on a cruise ship out in the middle of the Caribbean, and DFS, it was on my mind, but I did not able to play. But I love me a good cruise. You get to disconnect for a few days, but fully recharged, back at it. And, man, they may not let me back on these shows. If Rio ships when I'm gone, maybe Rio's going to kick me out. No more shows for me. So congrats to Hebrew Cheetah, the grinder, the ultimate grinder over here at SHIPIT Nation. I see he's in the chat. Congratulations again to him. We printed all weekend over here at the Nation. I saw on X. So, yeah, my week was great. Weekend was fantastic. Saw that golf shot there at the end, that lip out that everybody was freaking out about. That was pretty cool. I didn't have any skin in the game, but just a great way to end the tournament. And, so get ready to dive back in today, and let's get some more winners.
Yeah, getting ready to dive back in today, and it's a guy. I'm going to throw him up there, give him the spotlight he deserves, right? Shipping 22K in the little MME streets I saw, and then obviously the big boy, the live final qualifier there for the Fantasy Basketball World Championships, on his way to battle it out for $1 million, I believe, there with I think it's a 100-man contest, 200-man contest, something like that, down there. So no, he's been chasing that all season long. Hopefully we can join him tonight. There is the last shot qualifiers tonight. I think there was 4 of them up. There's a $140 one tonight for the last shot to join it, get more SHIPIT Nation representation out there. But congrats to our man Hebrew, our guy Rio over here, who does a slate plan every single night, throws up a core every single night. If you want access to Rio's content, his slate plan, and his core plays, head over to shipitnation.com, click on join now, use that promo code MASTERS15. Join for that monthly, brings it down to between $2 and $3 a day for all content, all sports. We got you covered with everything there. Again, promo code MASTERS15. Well, if you sign up for a month, it also will get you access to the Masters, which is coming up here in a couple weeks. MLB season's right around the corner. We got you covered for everything. Obviously, NHL, still the remainder of the NBA season, NASCAR, which we've been crushing, and obviously, of course, PGA coming off a big week from the Players Tournament there. So use that promo code MASTERS15, shipitnation.com. Join now and get in the best community in the industry for the cheapest all-in rate. Let's say hi to a couple people again. Congratulations to Rio. Hebrew grinding it there. That was awesome to see. Matt, what's up, Matt? Charlie's in here. Network's in here. Beetle Bump is in here. Donnie's in here. Austin is in here. Go collect. We got everybody in here. If you guys haven't hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. But without further ado, Hamwich, let's jump right in. What do you say? We got 8 games on slate tonight. We're going to kick it off with Cleveland and Indy. In this one, obviously, we got some news here. Max Struss is out. Donovan Mitchell's out. Evan Mobley's out. On the other side, Doug McDermott is out, and then you got some questionable tags that really don't matter too much. But obviously, the main news is on the Cleveland side in this one. 225 total, just a 6-point spread here. Indy favored by 6 at home. Got Halliburton, you got Jared Allen, you got Darius Garland and LeVert, right, with no Donovan Mitchell, but they're priced up a little bit. Where are you going in this game? Obviously, I think the de facto play in this one from an ownership standpoint is going to be Karis LeVert. But talk about this one, Cleveland, Indy. At
Yeah, my favorite play in this game is going to be Darius Garland going up against this Pacers team. Pretty bad at defending the pick and roll. One of the worst teams in the NBA at defending the pick and roll. Really like Darius Garland tonight. $7,600, as you alluded to. Missing 2 guards in Strus and Donovan Mitchell. Obviously missing Mobley is going to give him a few more shots as well. So Darius Garland, is a great play tonight, in my opinion, at 7,600. Second favorite play of the night for the Cavs is going to be Jarrett Allen at 8,000. I really think he can dominate this matchup going against this Pacers team. Pretty bad team defending the rim. Should be an up and down matchup. I was kind of shocked seeing this total at only about 226. I know the Cavs have a pretty good defense, but I think this game goes over the posted total. Like Garland, like Jarrett Allen, I think Karis LeVert is a fine play as well. He's going to get bumped up a little bit. One other I would mention as well would be Georges Niang, dual position eligibility, small forward, power forward eligibility. I really like him only if he's a starter tonight. I think he can pay off that tag going up against his former Iowa State brethren, Tyrese Halliburton, but that's not why I like him. I like that price tag. I like his usage without those other guys, only if Niang's starting. And then on the flip side of that, my favorite pacer would be Aaron Nesmith, $5,300 for Nesmith. Really like him. Should see it right around 28 minutes. He would be my favorite pacer to bring that game back with.
Yeah, no, excellent breakdown here. I don't mind a little Sam Merrill at 4-2 here on Cleveland either. He's been playing pretty well. With Donovan Mitchell out, he should get some more looks too at 4-2. He's basically a shooter. You need him to hit your shots. But I don't hate that as a value play. Expect him to be pretty chalky in this game. Looking at the expected starters, looks like they're going to start Okoro and Niang. At least that's what's projected right now. So Sam Merrill likely come off the bench, but if he can get his 28 minutes again, like you saw the last two games, I don't think he's a terrible play at 4-2. But I'm with you, Karis LeVert, Darius Garland, my two main interests on the Cleveland side. I think they're both great plays. I think they're in good spots, good matchups here. Prefer Garland to LeVert. You get a little bit ownership discount. Obviously, he's more expensive and only point guard eligible. Can't play him at the small forward position like you can the Karis LeVert, but I don't hate that. On the other side, I don't think an Aaron Nesmith is a terrible play at 5-3. I think he's all right. But outside of that, maybe a Siakam. But really, my main interest is on the Cleveland side, just with them being shorthanded. Siakam's playing pretty good basketball right now, so I think he'd probably be my favorite pacer outside of a mid-tier Aaron Nesmith play. Overall, definitely some interesting plays and some solid plays from this game. Likely the ownership goes, like I said, to the Cleveland side with Donovan Mitchell being out there. Sam Merrill is going to pick up some ownership. Karis LeVert's going to get some ownership. And then obviously Darius Garland, I think, is a great play here in this game too. Let's jump into the next game here. Boston and Detroit. Massive spread in this game. 15-point spread, right? Boston favored by 15. 223 is the total. In terms of injury news in this one, Sam Hauser's out, Drew Holiday's out, Al Horford's out on the Boston side. Porzingis and Tatum are questionable. Jaylen Brown's also questionable. Cade Cunningham's also questionable. So tons of news in this one. Fontecchio's also questionable. Fontecchio, however you want to pronounce it there. Do think it's an interesting game, especially the way we'll have to see how these questionable tags shake out here. But I still do think there is some value on the Boston side regardless, right? Detroit plays no defense. Savi Makayu is looking to be pretty chalky here in the spot at stone minimum. Obviously, with Drew Holiday being out already, right, and Dougie Hauser being out, going to lead to guys like Peyton Pritchard coming off a massive game and Svi there as two value plays that are looking pretty good right now. Obviously, if Tatum and Brown were to miss one or both of those guys, we're going to be playing a lot of these Boston guys. And then on the other side, Cade Cunningham, if he were to miss, definitely boost up some of these guards like Jaden Ivey, Sasser, things like that on the Detroit side. But interesting game. Talk about if then in terms of injuries, where are you looking at right now as it stands?
Yeah, obviously a lot of news to be had in this game. Peyton Pritchard, Pritchard's going to come in heavily owned tonight for the Celtics, $4,800. You know, as you alluded to, no Holiday he's already been ruled out. No Sam Hauser, aka Larry Bird. He's sitting out tonight. So the big news is going to be what's Tatum, Porzingis, and Brown going to do? On the second night of a back-to-back, if Tatum sits, I think Porzingis at 7,800, Jaylen Brown 8,400. I think they're squarely in play. Obviously, those value guys for the Celtics are going to be in play. But I want to talk about Derek White. I think Derek White's got a great matchup tonight. He's $7,100. Not showing very good value over here at the stuff that I'm looking at, but I saw this Pistons Celtics game, I don't know, 2 months ago when the Pistons had lost like 20 in a row, and they took the Celtics to the brink of elimination and the Celtics had to come back. So I like the Pistons. Some of the guys on the Pistons that I like: Isaiah Stewart, power forward and center eligible, $5,500. He's played 35 plus minutes in pretty much the last 10 games of the season. So really like him at that price tag. I think he can pay off that tag. Also like Jaden Ivey at 6,600. He as well is going to play right around 30 to 35 minutes. And with Cade Cunningham questionable, should Cade Cunningham miss the game, I like Jaden Ivey that much more. Fontecchio, as you alluded to, is questionable. So if some of these guys miss, it's going to leave more shots for Stewart. Duran's okay. And then Jaden Ivey would kind of be my top three. And then I think it's going to depend on who from the Celtics sits by who we already know is going to be out, which is Sam Hauser, Horford, and Holiday. Hopefully one more of those guys sit. We can get some more value on this Celtics side.
Yeah, absolutely. I see a question in the chat, right? PSA talking about my voice. Yeah, I've been dealing with this voice issue. I mean, I was sick about a month ago and my voice never kind of recovered back. So we've been grinding it here. Trying to bring the winners for the people doing these shows and doing these shows multiple times a week. That doesn't help, but you still got to bring the winners for the people. So appreciate you guys bearing with me. If I sound a little under the weather, that's what's going on there. But yeah, I do think this is an interesting game. Obviously, I think we're going to get a lot of value from this game if it shakes out one way or another. I'm going to start with Peyton Pritchard. I think he's a fantastic play regardless. He's going to start right now. Whatever guards start in this spot have great matchups here against Detroit. Peyton Pritchard expected to start at the 2 right now. I love him coming off a massive game against Washington. Now gets another plus matchup here against Detroit. Detroit has been a little bit better as of late defensively, but it's still Boston here at home. I still like the spot, especially Peyton Pritchard is my favorite play right now. Have to monitor Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown because if those guys were gonna miss, right, O'Shea Brissett would become a better play. Luke Cornett, we might get some of him. I still like Derek White a lot here at 7,100. He's likely going to start at the 1. I think he's a great play here in this matchup. So Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, my 2 favorite plays as of now. On the other side, on the Detroit side, going to be interesting to see what happens between Cade and Fontecchio. If they were both to miss, if Cade misses for sure, I love Marcus Sasser. Not the greatest matchup, but at 4-4, he'd be likely to start. Play all the minutes he can handle. I think he'd become one of the best players in the slate, one of the best values at 4-4 here. So have to monitor the injury news. I think it's definitely a good game to target. We should have this news. And it's another reason, right? If you want to backload and not play any of those guys, or maybe play a Garland or maybe play a LeVert from that first game and then kind of backload the rest of your teams to wait to get this news, I think is definitely an interesting route. But I do think this is a good game from DFS perspectives because there is, especially if a lot of these guys get ruled out, there's going to be a lot of value to go around, a lot of minutes to go around to a lot of these secondary pieces that are underpriced for what their role would become. Let's jump into the next game here, Miami and Philly. In terms of the total in this one, Philly 1-point favorite at home, 209, lowest total on the slate. Just a 1-point spread, though, from an injury standpoint. Jimmy Butler is questionable. Tobias Harris is questionable. Kevin Love remains out. Bam Adebayo is back for Miami. Outside of that, Melton remains out, obviously, for Philly. Paul Reed at 5'6", maybe right now. But outside of that, I mean, this is a pretty gross game. Maybe a Tyrese Maxey. But outside of maybe a play or two, I think this is a pretty gross game from a DFS perspective, despite the close spread here. But do you see something in this game that you're looking at here, Miami and Philly?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Very gross game. I would only have interest in 2 players in this game, and you said one of them, Tyrese Maxey, I think has a great matchup. He's just going to shoot it so many times. He's going to play a lot of minutes. He's going to play 35-plus minutes, shoot it 20-plus times. If he can get to the free throw line, I really like him. So I don't mind Maxey at that price, 8,600. And then my other one would be Tobias Harris, 7,100. Tobias been struggling as of late, but I think he can get the job done tonight. I've seen him time and time again against this Heat team. Really plays well against the Heat. I like the price tag at 7,100. He has been, like I said, struggling over the last couple games. he's going to be sub 5%. I think Tobias Harris at $7,100 is a great play tonight to get a little contrarian, but that would be the extent of it, and it would be a max one from this game. I'm not looking to jam this game in. It's really max one from this game as a whole, and it'd be Tobias and Tyrese for me, and that's it.
Yeah, no, excellent breakdown. I agree with you. I'm not really trying to get to this game too much. If a piece lands here or there in MME sets, I think it's fine. But from a handbill 1 to 3 max type thing, don't think I'm really pulling anything out from here. Obviously, if Jimmy Butler plays, you can always play Jimmy Butler or Tobias Harris, right? If he's in there, or Tyrese Maxey, just be the studs for me. Not getting to any of these mid-tier, any of these value plays. Pretty much easy cross-off game for me. Can't play every game. That's one game that I'm definitely lower on. Jumping to the next game here, we got a lot of chalk in this game on the Portland side with a guy by the name of Delano Banton here. We'll talk about that, but it's Portland, it's Chicago here. 214 total, 8-point spread. Chicago favored by 8 at home. In terms of injury news, Caruso is questionable. Kobe White and Jeremy Grant are doubtful for Portland and Chicago there. Thibauld's questionable. Outside of that, really not a ton of injury news besides that. But Delano Banton going to play all the minutes he can handle again. I mean, he's been playing 42 minutes the last 2 games here. Hard to ignore at 5'6". He is going to be hot, one of the chalkiest plays on the entire slate. I think it's good chalk. Personally, I love the spot. The minutes are there. The price makes out. Everything checks out for me. But talk about him, talk about what you're going to do with him, and then talk about any of these bulls on the other side, DeMar DeRozan, Ayo DeSumo, especially if Caruso does sit here.
Yeah, I didn't hear you mention Kobe White. I think Kobe is listed as doubtful currently. Yeah, you did mention him. Okay, I didn't hear you. But, yeah, so it really hinges on Kobe. If Kobe sits, that obviously is going to change the complexion of who I like and who I don't like. I think let's start with the Bulls. Then we'll get over to the Blazers. But Nikola Vucevic at 8,500 should absolutely dominate this game if Kobe White sits. I'm not intimidated by DeAndre Ayton in the middle. One of the worst rim protecting defenses in this game, and with no Kobe White, I think 8,500 Vooch is squarely in play. Should be sub 10% owned, so I like that. You alluded to DeMar DeRozan, and I'm just not a DeMar guy, Nate. I just can't do it. I mean, if you want 35 to 40 points, I think DeMar's your guy. But I want more than that. And I know he had 67 not that long ago, but that was a one-off in my opinion. So I'm going to be lower on DeMar DeRozan than we have, close to 17%. I think it's actually higher than that. But at 8,300, I'm going to pass. I'm going to go to Vooch, obviously different position, but give me some Vooch for that. And then I saw somebody in the chat say Ayo is a lock. I really like Ayo. Should Kobe White sit once again, but he'll be popular at 6,500. So I don't mind those two. That would kind of be the extent of it for me. Then on the flip side, Delano Banton, I'm with you. I think that's good chalk. How do you not like a guy that's $5,600 that's played 42 minutes in back-to-back contests, shot it 20 times last game. So give me some Banton. Then give me some Anthony Simons as well, 7,700. He should see the Alex Caruso defense tonight, but once again, a guy that's going to play 35 plus minutes. He's going to shoot it 18 plus times, hopefully get to the free throw line. He's going to get you those peripherals too that are like rebounds, assists, pretty good at that. So give me some Simons, give me some Banton, Vooch, and Ayo should Kobe sit. Obviously want to wait to see what happens with Kobe, but definitely playing Vooch and Ayo should he sit.
And no, excellent breakdown here. I'm going to start with Banton. Like I said, I love the spot, the price. He's going to play 40-plus minutes here. He's going to chuck the basketball. Anthony Simons has a pretty tough matchup, right? If Caruso plays this game with the Caruso assignment there, should lead to more touches for Banton at 5,600. Back-to-back games where 20 field goal attempts, right? Not 8 plus 3-point attempts in both of those games. Going to pick you up some rebounds and some assists. That's good chalk. I'm willing to eat there. Really love him. And then on the other spot, since Kobe Wright, I think this is a great spot here for Ayo. He's seen his touches increase, right? 5.3 minutes of touch time right now that he's averaging. I think he's an excellent play at 6,500 here. Play him at the shooting guard position as well. I like the two guards in this game, Banton and Ayo. Ayo's ownership should be held in check, at least what I'm seeing right now. And then I like your take on Vucevic as well, right? We see that we know the ceiling that Vuce can always have here. Not too scared of the Ayton matchup here. I think it's a pretty good game from DFS perspective, despite the total not being one of the best. Ayo and Banton, my two favorite plays by far in this game. Outside of that, I mean, DeMar doesn't intrigue me a ton. I expect DeMar to get quite a bit of ownership. He's projecting right now as the highest owned bull. I'd much rather go to Ayo and Vucevic compared to DeRozan. Kobe White is doubtful, so I'm pretty sure he is going to sit here. Alex Caruso, if he were to sit, Ayo's ownership would obviously go up a little bit here, but I'd still like it. Still like the spot. His role is just too solidified and too good right now at the price point. So really like those two guys a ton here in this game. That's the last game with the first hour of lock time here. Obviously, that's the lone game at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. The next game, standalone game at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's Minnesota. It's Utah. The only game at this time window, time slot, 224 total here. Minnesota favored by 6 in terms of injury news in this one. Kyle Anderson's questionable. Rudy Gobert is questionable. Jordan Clarkson on the Utah side is out. John Collins is going to be back. And then Lauri Markkanen is also questionable on the Utah side. So definitely have some news in this one. And Edwards at 10K. You got Keontae George. Where are you going from DFS perspective, Minnesota, Utah here, Hamlich?
Yeah, this is another one of those games that I don't have a lot of interest in. I mean, I know the Utah Jazz aren't very good defensively, so I do have a couple of interest in two T-Wolves players. No interest in any of these Jazz guys tonight. But let's talk about Ant. I mean, that guy obviously phenomenal coming into the game, been playing lights out with no Cat in the lineup. Hasn't seen below 35 points since he's come back from, I guess, his injury when he left that game early against Sacramento. So he's played in, I think it's 9 straight games of 35-plus minutes. The Utah Jazz, one of the worst teams, bottom 3 as it relates to, to the point guard / combo position, which what we have Ant listed as. So really like Ant tonight. He is 10K, so that should kind of neutralize his ownership. We're showing around 11% right now, but really love me some Ant against this matchup. Think it's in a great spot. And then Rudy Gobert. I know he's listed as questionable. He is almost $8,000, but once again, this Jazz team is top 3 worst against centers, against bigs in the NBA. So give me some Gobert 7,900. Give me some Ant at 10K, and then it would be max one of those two. Obviously, you got to find some value somewhere, but it's either one of those two, and then it's no Jazz for me for a variety of reasons. But the main reason is this T-Wolves defense is top 5 or one of the top, definitely top 5, but one of the top defenses in the NBA. So I think the T-Wolves roll, and I think it's on the heels of Ant and Rudy Gobert tonight.
Yeah, I like Ant a ton here. I'm going to talk about the Utah side. We'll probably see Chris Dunn slide in the starting lineup here at 4,500. Not that I love to play, but it's likely to guard or try and attempt to guard Ant Edwards here in this spot. So you'll probably see a spot start here from Chris Dunn. If Kyle Anderson were to miss in this game, the role and the price matchup, everything would be elite for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I think he'd be a great play at 4,800 if Kyle Anderson is out here. So keep an eye on that. You can play him at shooting guard and small forward. I think he'd be a fine, solid option at 4,800. Really like Ant Edwards in this game that you alluded to. The matchup's elite for him. Outside of that, I'm not getting to any of these Utah Jazz pieces. Really don't want to play anyone on an 8-game slate against this Minnesota defense who's very tough. It's Ant Edwards for me. It's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. If Kyle Anderson were to miss, outside of that, don't really like too many other plays from this game, but I do think Ant's a great spend up at 10K here in this matchup. And then, yeah, obviously Naz Reid, if Gobert were to miss, Naz Reid would become a fantastic play, even at his elevated $7,300 price point. Coming off a massive game, right, where he just saw the same team, just dropped 56 points on the same team in Utah here. Obviously, they're playing these guys again here 2 days later. Think he'd be a great option again at 7,300. You would see his minutes pretty secure, right? He got 35 minutes last game. So think he'd be a good option, but only if Gobert were to miss. If Gobert's back, really don't like spending 7,300 for Naz Reid.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Let's jump into we got 3 games left on the slate here. These next 2 lock an hour after that last game, 3 hours after the start of the slate here. Obviously, DraftKings kept all the games on the slate here. It's a full night of going to have to be around your computer, update projections, and constantly monitoring your teams here tonight. But Memphis, Sacramento here, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. 221 total, massive spread in this one, 10-point favorites on the Sacramento side, excuse me. From an injury standpoint, Luke Kennard's out, Pippen's out, Stevens is out, not a ton of valuable information. Vince Williams Jr. is doubtful on the Memphis side. And then outside of that, really no injury news on the Sacramento side, but from a DFS perspective, a lot of ownership going to this game. Obviously on the heels of the Sacramento Kings, because Memphis is just a dumpster fire right now. Don't play any defense with all their injuries they had all season long. So spend a little bit of time breaking down the Sacramento piece because I think a lot of teams, and this is definitely going to be a game a lot of teams are going to go to. Guys like Harrison Barnes, Sabonis, Keegan Murray, Malik Monk. And then on the other side, guys like Gregory Jackson and Conchar getting a decent amount of ownership here in this spot.
Yeah, no, I think this game's going to be exciting. I was fooled over the weekend. I think many people were. I thought my guy Derrick Rose was hanging up the sneakers, but I think that was fake news. I think D Rose, he's not playing tonight, but he is definitely not retired, at least from what I can see. So yeah, I like this game tonight from a variety of different perspectives. I mean, Sabonis, the walking triple double, he's going to be almost 30% owned, but I still think he can get there. This rim defense is not the same. You still have JJJ, Jaren Jackson Jr. back there, but outside of him, not much guarding the rim. So like Sabonis tonight, I think Fox is a great play, sub 9K. I don't know how many times this year we've gotten Fox at sub 9K. I think that's a great spot as well. Some of the lesser known Kings I kind of like as well. Harrison Barnes, 4,200. He's going to be, roughly 30% owned those. So that might be some chalk that I could fade. We'll see how it shakes out, but I don't hate that. At 4,200, we're talking about a guy never easy to click on, but he's played 30-plus minutes in 3 straight games. So don't mind him. And then on the flip side, I like Gigi Jackson, $6,100. Don't mind that. And then Jake LaRavia, 4,800. Don't mind that as well. That would be kind of my two favorite Grizzlies. I know we have Desmond Bane, who's now back, which is awesome to see him back. Still not going to quite get there yet. I think he's still kind of working his way back in, but it would be Gigi and LaRavia for me on the Grizzlies side. Then I think you could pretty much play any of the Kings, starters that are going to see starter minutes: Sabonis, Fox, Barnes, Murray, Herter, or Monk. I think any of those 6, but it'd be Sabonis and Fox that lead the way for me on that side.
Yeah, I see some questions about networks in the chat about Desmond Bane. His role was pretty solidified when he returned, right? He played 32 minutes, I believe. I don't like this spot a ton here. Keegan Murray's likely going to guard him. Keegan Murray's a pretty solid defender. Held Desmond Bane in check last time these two played. Obviously, John Morant was in that game. Spot's not great for Desmond Bane at 8,200. I'd rather just go to his same teammate, Jaren Jackson Jr. This interior defense isn't that great from the Kings. So I don't hate a Jaren Jackson Jr. If I'm going to spend up at any of these Memphis pieces, it's definitely him, Jaren Jackson Jr. You can play him at the power forward position at 8,400. Much prefer him to Desmond Bane. Like the spot here for Gregory Gigi Jackson. Think it's an all right spot. Don't mind him. On the other side, really like the spot for Keegan Murray here. Gets a great matchup. the Memphis team is a little bit of a three-point funnel here. Keegan Murray is going to be able to chuck those three-pointers. And at 5'5", I think he has upside here in this spot, especially from the three-point line here. Expect 5+ three-point attempts at least here tonight from a guy at 5,500. So I like him. And then I think this is a De'Aaron Fox spot here over Sabonis. Sabonis has been an elite. I get it, right? Love Sabonis. But he's going to struggle a little bit here, I think, with Jaren Jackson Jr. Obviously, Jaren Jackson Jr. couldn't very well get 4 fouls by half, like I see in the chat. But I still prefer De'Aaron Fox. He has been a little cold as of late, but this is a matchup where I think he can excel, and you might see Sabonis deflect to Fox here a little bit, dealing with Jaren Jackson Jr. on the inside. So Harrison Barnes as a value play, I think he's fine at 4.2. He's been playing all the minutes. Has been playing very good basketball as well. That's why you're seeing the heavy ownership on him. Obviously, get the dual position eligibility. He's definitely going to be a chalky option here. So I like Harrison Barnes, like Keegan Murray, and then my third favorite would be De'Aaron Fox from the King side. And then probably my favorite Grizzly here in tournaments is going to be Jaren Jackson Jr. at 8.4. Just think you could see a pretty big spot for him in this matchup. So I don't hate that from an ownership GPP tournaments perspective.
Look, Gary throwing in the chat that Memphis top 10 defense the last 15 games. So yeah, good to see. Always enjoy looking at your stuff, Gary, on X. Appreciate you tuning in today and throwing those tidbits in there and talking about Sacramento's bottom 10 defense. Give me some GG. Give me some Laravia, baby. I like those lower owned Grizzly pieces, that late night hammer. Nades, I know you'll be up till 1 or 2 in the morning anyway. So for me, I may be in bed earlier than you, but I'll be grinding tonight all night, it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know about 1 or 2 in the morning, but yeah, usually I stick up, watch the games, and hang out and do whatever else. So we'll see what happens there. But let's jump into we got 2 games left, and the second game at the 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern time window here. New York Knicks, Golden State Warriors in this one, 212 total. OG is out, I believe, here for the Knicks, so that is definitely a hit to their defense here in this spot. Outside of that, 2 fully healthy squads here. Got Precious at 5.3, getting a lot of ownership here. Outside of that, I'm not seeing a lot of ownership go to this game at all. Do you like anyone? I'm not seeing this game as being very intriguing from a DFS perspective, but maybe you can pull a nick or 2 out of here. You got Steph Curry right at 8.8, which is crazy. I mean, he's coming off a great game, right, against the Lakers. And at 8,800, we know the ceiling that Curry can have here. Where are you going? New York, Golden State?
Yeah, I need my guy Hebrew here. You and Hebrew are the Klay Thompson truthers. $6,100. You'll never see me playing Klay Thompson anymore, but I know you two love that guy. But no Klay Thompson for me. Let's talk about the Knicks. I do like. It's going to start with Jalen Brunson. This guy's absolutely phenomenal. MVP type season. I'm not saying he's going to win it, but he's really put this team on his back with all the injuries they've had. 28 and 30 shots the last 2 games, 36 plus minutes. I really like him tonight to lead this Knicks team. I don't mind him at 9,000. That's a hefty price tag. And then we have the Dante DiVincenzo revenge game. I really like Dante, not because he's playing his old team, but I like that price on him. $6,700. You said it. No OG. So I think Dante's usage goes up a little bit. He can do so many different things with steals, assists, rebounds, blocks. He can do it all, and obviously score some points. So I don't mind Dante as a sidekick to Jalen Brunson. And Golden State struggles guarding combo guards and the stuff that I'm looking at over here. Bottom 10 in the NBA in combo guards. So give me some Dante. Give me some Jalen Brunson for the Knicks. And then, I think Precious Achiuwa, he should get inserted back into the starting lineup. $5,300. Don't mind that. But, yeah, you said it. He's going to be highly owned. So, that always scares me when someone like him is going to be highly owned, but I don't think it's the worst play in the world. Then on the flip side, I feel like I always say it, Jonathan Kuminga, $6,800. I really like his upside. Really like him as a player. I think he could go off tonight. The only downside to me and him is he's only power forward eligible, but at $6,800, I think we could get him sub 10% ownership, so don't mind him. No Stephen Curry for me, and then no really other Warriors are in play for me tonight, but it would be some of those Knicks that I do have a little bit of interest in.
Yeah, you didn't. I don't think you talked about my favorite play in this game from the Knicks side, Josh Hart. Right? I mean, we're likely to see 42 plus minutes here out of guy Josh Hart, especially with OG missing. This guy's crashing the rebounds right now. He has 10 plus rebounds in each of his last 4 games. Definitely live for a double here in this spot at 7,200. I mean, 42 plus minutes here. Not the greatest matchup, but again, I mean, this guy's going to play all the minutes he can handle. 7,200. No OG, low ownership, dual position eligibility. I love the spot for Josh Hart here. I think it's a Josh Hart smash game. I really like him. Jalen Brunson likely going to get a lot of Andrew Wiggins on him. Don't think that's gonna hurt him too much. Still a good spot for him, but he could slow him down a little bit. But he's still going to have all the usage in his hand, all the shot attempts. It's Jalen Brunson's team, so don't hate that. I like to call in Dante DiVincenzo. I think he's a solid option, but I think I prefer Josh Hart for a little bit more expensive. So I'd rather get up to Josh Hart at the same position or at the same or similar position, right? Small forward there. On the Warriors side, Curry has a decent matchup here, decent price point. He's always got a ceiling. Don't know if I can get to him with other guards on the slate that I like more, but he would be my favorite Golden State Warrior if I were to pick one. Outside of that, I mean, you could see a little bit more minutes. I think that's why you're seeing Precious is ownership where it is, dealing with Draymond here in this matchup with Kuminga and TJD, sorry, here from the Golden State side. You should see more minutes from Precious. 5'3", think he's all right. Don't love it. My favorite play in this game by far, definitely Josh Hart. Really like the spot for him.
I think I see a lot of Hartenstein. Hartenstein's the type of pest, man. This may be the game. This may be Draymond's last stand, Nades. Draymond's likely to like smack Hartenstein. He's a pest. He'll get under your skin. So give me some odds on Draymond like at plus 600 getting ejected from this game. I really like that tonight as well. I wouldn't play Draymond, but he may get thrown out for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think Hardenstein at 5'2". I mean, I think it's fine, but I just don't like playing anyone up against Draymond. But good point there. I mean, if Draymond gets ejected, I don't know if I'm going to the ticket window to bet that. But hey, maybe Hamwich has a hunch. He's coming back from vacation. Maybe he's got a little fog brain still from his cruise out there dealing with the kids and everything else. Maybe a couple adult beverages, too many out there. Maybe a couple too many green beer pitchers yesterday. But could see that. But yeah, I mean, Josh Hart, definitely my favorite play in this game. Last game of the slate here, Hamwich. It's Atlanta, it's Lakers. I think this is definitely a good game. 226 total in this one, which is actually the highest on the entire slate. Lakers 9-point favorites here at home. Do have obviously questionable tags, the standard questionable tags on the Lakers side with LeBron and AD. You got Bogey on the other side from Atlanta with a questionable tag. Decent game, I think. Where are you going in this one, Atlanta Lakers, last game of the slate?
Yeah, this one's interesting to me. I mean, obviously the biggest news of this game is AD going to play? Let's talk about if AD plays. I think he's got something wrong with his eye. So assuming he can play and see and do all those things, I don't think there'll be any type of minutes restrictions because it's not a soft tissue issue. So it'd be an eye. So if he's in, I really like Anthony Davis going up against Clint Capella. I think he can absolutely dominate this matchup at 10-2. I think he's in a smash spot there at that. Also, like on the flip side, DeJounte Murray. I mean, since Trae Young has been out, he's just absolutely taken over the usage, all the usage on this Hawks team. I mean, his elevated price is all the way up to $9,800, which is a ton, but he is in a phenomenal spot. Lakers really struggle to guard his position, the point guard position. So I don't mind DeJounte, especially with all the minutes and the usage he's going to get. And then I don't mind, obviously, LeBron James. I mean, I think LeBron's in a great spot. He's been playing 38-plus minutes in his last 3. I mean, you've just seen his usage, him dominating. These are must-win games for the Lakers at this time of the year to get into that play-in game status. They're right on the ropes there. So, I mean, those big 3 I think are okay plays. I think they're all great plays, actually. But, I mean, it's going to be a max one of those. If AD were to sit, I think LeBron becomes an absolute lock button play at 10-3, assuming AD sits. He's going to take over, shoot it a bunch, rebounds, assists, do all those things that he does. Some of the complementary pieces that I don't mind in this game tonight, would be Rui Hachimura. Going to get 30-plus minutes, going to see 10-plus shots. Don't mind him at 5'9". And then you said it, Bogey on the other side, $6,600. He is questionable, so make sure you're paying attention to what he does. I think he can fill it up tonight. He's going to play 30-plus minutes. He's going to shoot, right around 8+ threes, so don't mind Bogdanovich. Should he play? Obviously, you want to make sure that he's in the game. I think this game is high scoring. I think it's an up and down kind of game. Atlanta beat the Clippers. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. So, obviously in LA, fully rested in terms of, no travel. So I like this game. Really like Murray for the Hawks tonight at $9,800.
Yeah, no, excellent breakdown here. I think this is a great spot for the Lakers. Lakers are also trying to move up in the standings there in their conference. So LeBron's likely going to see his role stay the same, right? Play all the minutes, 38 to 40 minutes here. He's got a great role right now in the league, right? Averaging 5.7 minutes of touch time. Averaging almost 13 drives per game here as well, which should be pretty good against Atlanta here. But my favorite spend on this whole slate, if he plays here, you could see a goggle game come out of our guy, Anthony Davis here. And against this weak interior rim defense here from the Atlanta side, I mean, I think this is absolute smash spot for AD. My top spend on the entire slate at 10-2. I think a lot of people go to LeBron. I think we could see a big AD game here. I love both of them. Probably won't play them both together, one or the other. I think I slightly prefer AD here. Just love the matchup. I've been playing centers against this Atlanta team all year long. And now AD, hopefully his vision's back. Hopefully he can see maybe see a little goggle game out of AD here tonight. So I love him. I think D'Angelo Russell is a pretty solid play here as well. From the Lakers side at 7.5, I don't mind him. And then on the Atlanta side, you can always play DeJounte Murray here with this role without Trae Young. Jalen Johnson, I don't hate at 7.5 in that mid-tier. Outside of that, not really going to get to any of these other guys. Really like AD. AD, my top stud on the entire slate. Really like the spot. D'Angelo Russell, also good. And then LeBron, if AD were to sit, LeBron would be a lock for me. It would just be his team. He'd play all the minutes. Lakers need to win these games. And definitely this is one that they need to win here. So overall, that's all 8 games. There's a lot of questionable tags in some of those games that we talked about. Obviously, that Detroit-Boston game, there's a lot of questionable news in that game. That is very important on this slate. But how much? That's all 8 games. Any closing remarks for the people here in the chat?
Yeah, no, I think it should be a good slate. It's a slate that the grinders love, right? You go from 7 o'clock all the way to, I think, 10:30, when the last game tips off. So a lot of news to follow up on, but I think there's some great plays in there. There's going to be some good value along the way as well. So should be an interesting slate. We got over 200 in here watching. Certainly appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button for us. But should be a good one tonight. And hopefully we can get a couple SHIPIT Nation members to join Rio and Phoenix. I think it's this weekend for the live final and ship that Millie. I think, like you said, I think it's amongst 100 contestants. So that should be a good time.
Yeah, good luck to Rio. Congrats on that seat last night. There's a lot of qualifiers tonight. If you're looking to get in there and see what Rio's on in terms of his slate plan, he's got that up. We got our projections updated, that update throughout the night. We got my core play, Hamwich's core play, Rio's core plays up there. We got the cash report from Title. We got you covered with a correlation tool, everything there. Use that promo code Masters15. You get in now, join that month. You get it for less than $3 a day. When you do the math out, takes under $60 a month. And you get to stay for the Masters as well. Obviously, we smashed the PGA content over here. We got you covered with all the other sports as well if you do that all access pass. But that'll do it for this edition of our NBA show here on SHIPIT Nation. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out. Good luck tonight in those contests. Hope to see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top. For Hamwich, I'm Nadesify. Let's ship it.